Hi, I am Claire McRae. I'm AMEE's Education Officer, and I'm speaking to you from our conference in Lyon. I'm currently in the exhibition hall, which in a few minutes is probably going to start filling up with delegates for the networking event. But I'm going to quickly talk you through some of the key features of the conference, and in particular, how the Swap Card app can help you get the most out of the experience. So welcome to Lyon, or welcome to virtual Lyon if you're joining us at home. It's great to have so many people with us this year. Um, I'm going to quickly go through what we've got in the program. We'll talk about networking, whether you're here in person or joining us virtually, and run through how the Swap Card app works. If you've got any questions, you can send them to us via the AMEE booth or the networking booth. So AMEE is a global association. We've got members in over 100 countries. These are over all the health professions and across the whole continuum of education from undergraduate through to CPD. We have a range of activities going on. Our conference is the biggest and the most public, but we also run courses, we publish journals, and AMEE is one of our most exciting initiatives. You can find that on the AMEE website if you haven't heard about it before. AMEE 2022 is our very first hybrid conference. We've got delegates both in person and remotely this year. Pre-conference events were running between the 27th, 28th of August. The main conference is the 28th to the 31st of August. We've been joined by over 3,600 participants, 2,400 of whom are here in Lyon, and the remainder are all around the world joining us remotely. 170 participants this year are in France, where we're based, so that's great. We've got a really nice local group, and we're joined by people from 95 countries, and we're running sessions across 3 different time zones. So some sessions will appear in the program in the middle of the night for people who are awake in the middle of the day in their country. And we just want to say thanks to the AMEE Student Task Force who are supporting the sessions both remotely and in person. Quick overview of the program. Most of the plenaries, all of the plenaries, most of the symposia and all of the research papers are being streamed and recorded for later viewing. There's also simultaneous sessions. Which of these you have access to will depend whether you're here in person or online. You'll see that in the app. You'll only see the ones that you can attend. We've also got some online Zoom sessions, and we've got a huge amount of on-demand content. You can find that in the Swap Card app. All of the plenaries are live streamed. As I said, there's 5 of these, 1 each on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and 2 on Wednesday. Really exciting, lots of big name speakers. We hope that you'll join these live, and if not, you can watch the recording later. Do complete your Swap Card profile and find and connect with some other participants, and I'll go into how to do that in just a minute. Join any of the sessions as they're running. And visit the exhibitors. A lot of them are really keen to talk to you. You can leave them a question if you're not here in person on their booth, and they'll get back to you when they have a minute. And a lot of them are scheduling virtual meetings as well. And we'll talk a bit about the networking sessions in a minute. The AMEE Resource Centre already has over 125 videos on demand, uploaded, ready for you to view whenever it suits you. These are all sorted out by theme, really easy to find. We've also got the e-poster showcase. And the exhibitors, for those of you at the live conference, are in forums 4, 5, and 6, but there's also a set of virtual booths in Swap Card, and live delegates can also participate in some of the workshops that you'll find in the program. The Swap Card app is really quite exciting. We used it last year for the virtual only conference, and this year we're hoping it will be a real interface between face-to-face and online participants. The most important bit is the agenda, which you'll find up here in the top left of the app. This is the mobile view. It will look a bit different if you are joining from a laptop or a tablet. The example I've shown here is from Ottawa, just because I want to show you what a session that's completed looks like. If the session is still to be broadcast, you'll see the live stream up at the top here. You can add a session to the program if it hasn't happened yet, and then it will appear in your own stream. That's really quite important because otherwise the program can get a bit overwhelming. It's got the time, a bit of information, and you can use the filter here to narrow down the program so that you only see particular types of sessions in particular rooms or whatever other filters you want to apply. Once you've opened up the session, you can see the session here. You can leave feedback after the session's happened. And there's also this live discussion button. If you hit that button, you'll enter a chat panel where you can talk with other delegates, both face-to-face and remote, while the session's going on. You can upvote other people's comments. You can leave smiley faces. It's really exciting to watch the comments coming through while the presentation's happening. Importantly, there's also the facility to ask a question. For remote delegates, this is particularly useful. Put your question in wherever it occurs to you. Also great for face-to-face delegates if you just don't want to get up to speak or you're stuck in the middle of a row. One of the really great features about this is that you can upvote comments. So if you particularly want this question to get passed up to the stage, hit the like button, and the ones with the most likes filter up to the top, and the moderator is more likely to pass them down to the front. So these questions do get passed to the facilitators in the live session, so please use that facility. Not shown on this screen, but if you scroll down a bit on the overview page, you will see a ask a question live button. If you want to be projected up to the screen and use your camera and microphone to ask a question in person from your remote location, you can use that button. You'll get passed through a tech desk to have some checks to make sure that your microphone is working, and then you'll be projected up on the screen for everybody to see. Once you've started putting things in your program, they appear in the My Events tab. You can see mine here. Obviously, all I've added at the moment are the coffee sessions, very important to have your coffee and lunch. If you're joining us at home, make sure you take regular breaks for coffee and lunch. Along the top here, you can also see any meetings you've scheduled, contacts you've made, and exhibitor booths that you've followed. In the Delegates tab, you can filter the list. You can search for anybody that you already know the name. The search feature is really great. If you type delegates from France, just type France, and everybody who's got France somewhere in their profile will pop up. You can search for particular roles. You can search for really anything that interests you, and it will filter out the delegates. You can also use the predefined filters to filter by areas of interest or by role. So if you want to connect with other researchers working in admissions and selection, for example, just add those filters and you'll see a list of everybody who's registered those interests at the conference. AI matches suggest people that it thinks you will be interested in connecting with based on shared interests, shared roles, or sessions that you've all attended that are the same. So the more you use the app, the more intuitive and useful these recommendations will become. Do fill out your own areas of interest and role if you want people to be able to find you using those fields, because that's how the filters will identify you to other delegates. If you want to connect with somebody, hit the connect button. Depending on your platform, you might need to have hit a second time, or it will try setting up a meeting instead. But once you have added a connection, do send a message to tell somebody why you want to connect with them. They're much more likely to accept your request if they understand why it was made. The Let's Discuss allows anybody to join a group discussion. There's some general chat for the conference, both AMEE and Ottawa, and then there's some themed discussions on particular topics. As soon as you comment on one of these discussions, it pops up into your followed discussion list, and you can see if there's been new posts made to it. in the discussion forum, you can add photos, you can add documents, and even use this video button up the top if there's a particularly exciting discussion going and you want to have an impromptu group call with anybody who's available to join. Down at the bottom here, you'll see the social wall. This is me and my colleague Mandy, who's here with me at the moment, and we'll be together in the live stream networking session later that I hope to see a lot of you in. Anything that is hashtagged with AMEE 2022 in Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn will populate to the social wall, and you can see it all in one place. It's quite exciting when there's lots of activity going on. Finally, if you go into the exhibitor section, you'll see all of the other exhibitors. I hope you'll visit some of them, but if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a virtual booth called Networking at AMEE. If you follow that booth, you can chat with members of our team. You can set up a meeting. Here's one that Mandy and I arranged. And you can see our team. If you're in person, come and chat to any of the team. If you are remote, please add us as contacts, send us a message if there's anything you need help with. Jordan here is joining us remotely, so she's probably a great person to talk to about your remote experience, and I hope that you'll connect with some or all of us. So I'm really looking forward to meeting some of you, whether it's face-to-face or virtual, as the conference progresses, and I will see you later.